Blackboard is the learning management system that students at Arizona State University will be using when taking an online course. It is important as an online student that the first week of class you log in and you begin to learn the navigation of each class. Different instructors will lay the courses out in a different way to fit the curriculum needs of that course. So as a student, it's important not to think that if you've taken one class in the past, it's going to look exactly the same in the future. You need to learn how each class is going to be laid out. So week one, it's important to get in and start learning that layout. Now, by default, when you log into Blackboard and you click into your course, it's going to bring you to the announcements page. And obviously, that's an important page to stay current with, be able to check on that a couple times a week in case things change, in case instructors need to get some information out. Now, outside of the announcement page and outside of learning the navigation, the most important part of an online course is the syllabus. Very different from a face-to-face classroom where you're going to have an instructor reminding you things face-to-face. Dates in an online course tend to sneak up on a lot of students, and the syllabi are there to help plan accordingly. Time management, self-discipline are very important attributes in order to succeed in an online course. And all instructors will have their syllabus posted, and it's important to get to know the dates, start planning out time for when the big assignments are due, plan out for when you need to be preparing for those assignment due dates, and continuously check back in case there are announcements that alter what is in the syllabus. Now, a big part of most courses with Blackboard is the discussion board. Discussion board looks like this, and the professor or instructor will obviously be creating some forums here for you, and if you click into the online forum, you can then have the option of creating or just responding to what are called threads. Now in this case, the instructor has added a thread for meet and greet, so we'll go ahead and click into it. And students here have the option of replying to the meet and greet. And once you click reply, you have a field here that you can type into if you would like to increase or decrease the size of your text. Those are these numbers right here from 1 to 7. Like a lot of basic formats of bold, underlined, italicize, the different fonts that are put in here, not many compared to something like Microsoft Word, but definitely a few. And it also gives you the option of attaching files, inserting images. In this case, it's also show with this globe link right here, we can add a hyperlink. It wants me to select some text, so we can select these words that we want to insert as a hyperlink, and we could simply copy and paste that link into here. Usually telling it to open in a new window makes it a little more user-friendly. Hit submit, and now that text that we have in there acts as a hyperlink to whatever site or whatever source we would like to add. You can always save drafts of these, and also keep in mind that once you've submitted in most courses, instructors do not give you the option of going back and editing. So important to look at what you are posting prior to submission, just in case something goes up. You only get that one chance to look very good when you're posting things. You don't want a lot of grammar errors. You don't want a lot of things that may detract from the point that you're trying to make. Now, communication is obviously an important part of education in general, but especially in online courses. So Blackboard has built in the option of emailing your instructor or your students. And in this case, let's show you how to email just a few selected users. All people that are enrolled into a course will be available in these windows right here. And if I wanted to email this first person here, I could click their name, move them over into the selected. I could find somebody else that I'd want to move over into the selected. And then just like writing an email, there's my subject line, there's my message, and I can send, attach a file. It's basically the same thing as an email without actually giving you the respondent's email. It's just a place that you can have access to their communication tools, but you're not getting too much personal information about the other people, just as a safe rule of thumb. Now, Blackboard, along with the discussion boards, along with the announcements, also can have your tests and can also have a way to submit safe assignments. Let's go ahead and look into how to do those last two things. Now, this instructor has laid it out where they have a weekly calendar, week 1, and we can come in, do the meet and greet assignments, but also there's our reading quiz. Now, Blackboard will always prompt you before you actually take the quiz. You click it, it'll say this cancel begin. It'll tell you your time limit, which it'll start counting down once we click into it. It'll tell you what time you started it, In this case, I already have submitted it, but I can't go back and retake it because of the settings that the instructor had. And once you have taken that assessment, you can go ahead and hit submit. It'll tell you how much time you've taken, and if it is the kind of, in this case, it still needs grading because there were some essay prompts that were put into it. So the instructor is going to need to finish that, and then I can check my grades back into the gradebook over here as I go for all the assignments that are there. Once you've submitted that assignment, here's where I submitted the reading quiz. It'll have this little icon right here, this green one, and that is the indicator that it has been submitted but has not been graded yet. Obviously, the dashes here are for assignments that have not been submitted yet. Now, lastly, for this brief overview of Blackboard, Blackboard has this anti-plagiarism software built into it. So when you see this check mark and this document icon over here for the writing project, you can go ahead and click where you're going to submit it, and it gives you an option to give your instructor some comments. You can obviously then choose your file that you would like to have and then go ahead and upload that. It'll attach it, and then once you have hit submit, it will go ahead and submit that for the instructor to go ahead and grade, and it'll also run it through this anti-plagiarism software to make sure that all the integrity guidelines are being followed. Blackboard Learning Management System is the basic for any online student at Arizona State University. It is a necessity to learn how to navigate through this particular learning management system.